up until the third quarter, and just the third quarter, it didn't look like you were, coasting that much. And they had a great third quarter, and I'd have to go back and look. I don't know what they did. I do know that just on top of my head, I started thinking about, they were getting down low, getting behind your frontline people and putting in just little bunnies. Was that, at some point, did you have to say, hey, we've got to stop those easy baskets they're getting, or what was your message to them after three quarters, Tony?
Well, coming out of halftime, we really didn't want to give up the three on this team.
Right.
And sometimes you just make decisions that maybe their twos won't beat you. And I really still feel kind of that with this Montana State team. Their threes are such equalizers, and they got, I think, three quick, right after we said don't give up threes, they got three quick threes in the third quarter. And then you combine that with, they start going downhill and get a switch. They get a switch late on our big. They kind of play a 4-round-1 offense, motion offense, and they set a high on ball. And no matter what you do on the on ball, you got to make decisions on how you're going to play that. And we don't really want to switch, but they go downhill so much that we end up switching late. And then they've got their big on our little, and they just turn back and get the ball into them. And I think we made some mistakes on that, and I think they made great plays. And they obviously did some good things because they scored 27 points in the third quarter. But I think we multiplied those mistakes by giving up the threes that really got them right back in it really fast. And again, it's not a great way to come out of the half, and it's one thing that we tried to get our guys to concentrate on and come out of the third quarter a little bit stronger. And we just, offensively, we were probably fine about what we were the whole game, but defensively, I think we just gave good looks. And let me say, more than anything, I just think Montana State's a tough team. They're a tough matchup for a lot of people. They're certainly a tough matchup for us. I thought they play like a team that's used to winning, and they have a lot of pride, and they've got, clearly kids that just fight and keep them in games, and you give them a lot of credit. I think it has a lot to do with just them, and they're not a pushover to anybody, and they certainly aren't to us. And we feel like we took a good shot from them, and we were lucky to be on top at the end.
Well, I'm looking at the fourth quarter here, and they were within 4 when you started the quarter, and then I'm just looking at numbers here. You go to those 3 for every point in the fourth quarter, and it's not a secret that those are your people that are going to answer the bell more than anything. And I'm looking here, and Savannah Smith she hit one huge 3 that made a difference, and Kiana also a rebound. I think it was a putback or a layup, but those 3, and granted, they've got a lot of experience between the 3 of them. They know the situation and know how to answer probably better than the 3 as a combo you have. Would you agree?
I would. I don't think they're the most experienced, and you combine those 2 factors. Savannah Smith can create her own shot anytime she wants almost. So, it's just a great thing that her numbers are starting to bounce back up a little bit, and obviously if she shoots this kind of percentage, it makes us really hard to guard, and I think we get to the number 80, and 80 is probably a pretty good number to get to if we get numbers like that from her. And it doesn't have to be 30 points, it just has to be a little bit higher percentage than maybe early in the season she had. But and Savannah Scott's been as consistent as anybody for us. And I just think everybody's going to have their days, and I think that's the beauty of our team right now is, there was a while we thought we couldn't win if Courtney has a bad day. And because Kiwi would never score. She was always scoring 2 points or 4 points, and now all of a sudden those 2 games, I think, in Kansas City really has given Kiana a lot of confidence, and it's made her not defer to those other 2 or 3 like she was maybe early on, and we've really built her up to understand that we need her to be a scoring threat when she's on the court. So, and she's a senior, and she can make threes, and she made a huge 3, I think, that in the start of the fourth quarter that
right.
kind of got her feet back under us a little bit. So, I think that's a strong group that we depend on, not just on points and rebounds and minutes played, but just toughness and leadership and competitiveness. And you can't get better than those 3.
She mentioned that you harped on rebounds some this week, and she took it to heart, obviously.
Yeah.
She had 11-6 off the offensive board. I don't know how many double-doubles that is for her on the year.
Second
It is.
career, first of her career, or first of this year.
Wow. So, I mean, those little ones even, everybody on your team knows how to get position and get rebounds. I still find it kind of amazing sometimes, but she really, although she said she doesn't, it's not like an automatic turn to the basket when the ball goes up. It just happens somehow. And I think tonight she had some key rebounds. One of them, she came sweeping clear across to grab that, was out there for anybody. I think it was at a time when if Montana State got another second chance, I know in the first half, well, it says they only got 7 second chance points, but it seemed like that was more to me. But you had 23 second chance points.
I told that to the team, and they all about had a heart attack, because we haven't had that many in 4 games combined
Right.
most of the time. But that was the challenge this week. My belief was, first off, we can still do things, I think, not out of our realm of who we are,
Mhm.
better. I'm not asking them to go be Michael Jordan or, go be something they're incapable of, but boxing out on the defensive board, if we choose to do that better, we should be better. And today, we did that well, because they only got, 8 offensive rebounds, and then our numbers are 13, and then our scoring percentage off of that is just off the charts. So it's a great way for us to find another way to be effective and to be better, and that just makes you more versatile as a team. Now all of a sudden we're not a team that is one shot and out every single night. It's 23 second chance points. Now we're not a team that gives up 20 points on the defensive glass. So and again, that goes back to if we can get some points off the bench with Clark and Bridget and some of those guys, and that makes us even a better team as we go. So I still think there's room for growth in a lot of areas of the game, and this was an area that I think is incredible. I think the other area on this stat sheet is just 10 assists for us tonight, which meant we scored off the offensive glass or off the bounce and attacking and getting to the rim, which in years past we would have never had those kinds of numbers. So it's not a bad thing that we only have 10 assists. It's a great thing when you still have 82 points and 10 assists, because it means you scored with what the defense was giving you, and you attacked the right way. And so I think there's a lot of things on this game that makes us feel like, okay, we're growing in areas that we haven't always done in the past. And that's, I think, key for our getting better as we go.